what was interesting was we noticed that how the big four e-commerce exporters, so namely China, Germany, the UK, and US, were no longer the default option for consumers, and with more and more consumers kind of choosing to buy from nearby nations instead. So why do you think this shift in consumer behavior has occurred, and are there any kind of key drivers that come to mind?
Well, I agree with you that 3 of the 4 countries have lost their share, China, UK, and US. Germany actually did increase slightly in the recent year. So they are probably, if you look at it from the European perspective, more in the neighboring country and still easy to reach, logistically well connected. And if you now look at the reasons, it has to do with what we said, that duties and taxes changes which come in, and Brexit made it more complicated for China and UK to get the goods on time. And what we see instead is that, as you mentioned, that there are more and more warehouses moving closer to the markets. Now you see that if we again would look at Europe, but the same applies for the US, for example, that there are more and more warehouse solutions, meaning that fast-turning goods are moved into the warehouses, and the consumers actually, if they order with Amazon, if they order with Alibaba, they do not actually know where the goods are located. They see it coming, and that the e-tailers are trying to deliver in a very good speed, and that can only be done if the goods are not too far away or you have very good traffic connections.
Got it. Thanks for the answer, Holger. Okay, so also going more into the space of cross-border e-commerce, right? So with kind of rapidly changing customer demands and new players constantly emerging in e-commerce, so something that we have always heard from the industry, from experts, is that retailers must implement an effective cross-border strategy to stay competitive in the market. And also, like what you mentioned, these days consumers don't even care or don't even notice where their goods are coming from. So they just want to buy their goods, and more likely than not, they are cross-border purchases. So Holger, so what advice would you give companies that are looking to sell internationally?
Well, if you would like to sell internationally, you certainly need to have a high quality in the delivery. Maybe you need to have even different delivery options. So bring it to the home, bring it to the neighbor, bring it to lockers, or having shops nearby or pickup points nearby where you can do it. So first, quality. Second, speed. Consumers want to have the goods in a recent time period. So some are going extreme, same day, next day, and within 2 days is certainly something which needs to be looked at if you would like to enter the market. Tracking is important because you would like to follow the goods. Consumers more and more want to understand where are their goods, specifically if they get closer. They would like to understand, do I need to stay home for that, or do I find a different solution for receiving the goods, because they don't want to miss it and then go for the fallback options, which is always a lot of work and additional time for them. And of course, returns are important. So you order online, you don't have the possibility to look at the goods up front. So you have the first touch and feel it when you receive it, and not everything does please. So you would like to have the opportunity to send it back, to return it. And that means also refunding. You want to have the money back, you paid for the goods, but if you pay taxes and duties, you also would like to have the taxes and duties back, and you would like to have them back in a convenient way. So convenience here is throughout the key parameter by quality, speed, tracking, and returns, to summarize. What is important for the posts is they have proximity to almost every household in a high frequency throughout the week. It used to be every day. In one or the other countries, that is a bit diminishing because of the changes in the volumes, but proximity to the households is what the posts have, and I think that's what they need to elaborate on. They need to keep presence and possibilities to serve the population, the consumers at the end of the day. And I think that is a big chance the postal industry has.
Thanks, Holger. I really like your answer because regardless of whether companies are looking to sell domestically or internationally, it all boils down to the basics, right? So whether you can deliver fast enough, you can provide a seamless tracking experience, you have your returns and refunds processes kind of set up. So it's all down to the basics, really.